I typed a sentence into a browser, and 6 days later I had a complete steampunk chess set standing on its own custom board. But it did not go the way I expected. A couple of the pieces came out looking nothing like what I had in mind. But that's because I wasn't specific enough with what I typed. One vague prompt turned a small design detail into an actual spinning propellers on a chess queen. And the plan was simple. Design an entire chess set with AI. Then put this bed to work across 8 separate print runs to build it. The plan did not survive contact with reality. Stick around because the queen alone took me 7 attempts to get right. And you're going to see exactly why. Let's print something cool. This video sponsor is Neural 4D, an AI 3D generation platform, text in, usable 3D model out. I used it to design all 32 pieces for this set. I started with the king, typed out what I wanted, and Neural 4D built the mesh right in front of me. It took a few passes to land on the right look. This is real iteration, not a first try lucky shot. Remember that propeller queen from the intro? Here it is. I asked for 2 small fins on top, but I described it loosely enough that the model had to fill in the gaps itself, and it filled them in with rotating propellers. That happened more than once, on more than one piece, until I got specific enough with the wording. The lesson here isn't about the tool, it's about the prompt. Vague input gets you a vague guess, and precise input gets you exactly what you pictured. But once I had the shape language locked in on the king, I reused it across the rest of the set, just swapping the top element so each piece reads as its own row. 6 unique designs, each one exported clean and ready to print. No manual mesh repair needed. Let's check the rook here. Full 360. The crenellated top stays sharp from every angle. No mesh breakup, no gaps. That consistency is what actually makes a design like this printable. Straight to STL, into Bambu Studio, and every piece sliced clean. If you want to try Neural 4D yourself, use my invite code or the link in the description. 500 free credits just for signing up, plus 65% off your first week and 63% off your first month. Link and code are both down below. Before we get into it, one thing. Right now, only 1.7% of you watching this are actually subscribed. If you're enjoying this kind of build, real tests, real process, the subscribe button costs you nothing and genuinely helps this channel keep going. That's it, that's all I'm asking. Let's get back to it. A little bit of context on the printer, because this thing just launched. The A2L is Bambu's new large format option, 330 by 320 by 325 millimeters. 105% more volume than the standard 256 class machines, starting at $469 standalone or $569 for the combo with AMS Lite. Yes, it's open frame, single nozzle, but it's carrying the PMSM servo extruder and adaptive vibration compensation down from the Bambu's higher-end machines, which matters when you're filling a bed with 32 small detailed pieces at once. Bambu's own pitch for this machine is batch printing. More parts, one run. So that's exactly what I wanted to test. Here we have real chess proportions. King at 90 millimeters, down to pawn at 45. 2 kings, 2 queens, 4 each of bishop, knight and rook. 16 pawns. 32 pieces total, split across 2 separate print runs. All the white pieces on one plate, all the black pieces on another. With supports on every single piece, they simply couldn't fit on one bed at once. Now, the board itself is not AI generated. I grabbed the base design from MakerWorld, printed in 4 separate interlocking quarters, 1 plate each, and then modified the tiles myself. The square tiles themselves needed 2 more runs on top of that. 1 plate for the black squares with bronze skull accents to match the king and the rest of the set, and another one for the white squares with silver and gold skull accents. So the 2 sides feel like a mashed pair instead of 2 different ideas. One thing I had to fix. The king's base turned out bigger than expected, so I scaled the entire board up to 110% to make sure every piece actually fits its square properly. Once I did that, it was perfect. Best part, the 4 quarters just interlock. No glue, no hardware, just slides together clean, all in. This ended up being 8 separate print runs on the A2L. White pieces on one plate, black pieces on another, 4 separate plates for the board quarters, and 1 plate each for the black and white square tiles. Every individual piece is small, so even across 8 runs, the total time stayed very manageable. This is genuinely the use case Bambu built this machine for. More parts, fewer bottlenecks, even when you can't fit everything on 1 plate at once. And yeah, this part took a while regardless, pulling every single piece off the plate, cleaning up supports one at a time, run after run. 8 plates means 8 rounds of this. Nothing complicated, just repetitive. Pop each piece off, set it aside, move to the next one. And then probably the most annoying part, or maybe the most satisfying part, the supports. Every single piece had them, given how much fine detail is packed into these designs. So this step alone ate up more time than actual printing did on some of these runs. And I'll be honest, not everything survived. Both the king and the rook have some genuinely thin bars in that turbine cage design, and a few of them snapped right off while I was cleaning up supports. And same story with the queen. The base of those 2 little fins on top is thinner than it looks, and I lost a couple of them in the process too. Nothing that ruined the pieces, but it's a real reminder that thin detail looks great on screen, and is a lot more fragile than it feels when you're actually handling it. Definitely worth the trade-off once you see the finished detail underneath, but it's not the glamorous part of the process. Before we put it all together, I want to actually put these side by side, the render from Neural 4D and the real printed piece. This is the part that actually matters if you're deciding whether to trust a tool like this for printing. A clean render on a screen is one thing. Holding the physical result and comparing it in detail for detail is the real test. Turbine ribbing, crown spikes, the gear texture on the rook, it all translated, minus the couple of pieces that didn't survive support removal. What came off the plate matches what was on screen. Four quarters, and they just click into place. No glue, no hardware, no fuzz. Then the square tiles go on top. 64 of them. Bronze skulls on black. Silver and gold on white. Dropped in one by one until the whole board is covered. And now the pieces, all 32 of them, onto their squares, one side and then the other. Remember the propeller queen. Remember the 8 separate print runs, the failed attempts, the plan that didn't survive contact with reality. And this is what it turned into anyway. Broken fins, snap bars and all. A complete 32-piece steampunk chess set on a matching board with its own skull motif. And 6 days ago, none of this existed as anything other than a sentence. So here's my honest take. The A2L does exactly what Bambu says it does. That extra bed volume genuinely changes how you approach batch work, and quality held up across every single run. All 8 of them. Neural 4D. The results tracked directly with how precise I got with the wording. Once I stopped leaving room for guesswork and described exactly what I wanted, it consistently produced clean, watertight printable meshes. For going from a rough idea to a usable model without touching a sculpting tool, that's a real time save, as long as you put the work into the prompts. A2L affiliate links are in the description if you want to check out this printer, and the final prompts for all 6 pieces are linked to if you want to print your own set. If you're not subscribed yet, consider it. And you can join as a member here on YouTube or find me on Patreon for early access, bloopers, and full uncut builds. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as usual, I'll catch you in the next one.